This is our Greyfriars community project at the foot of Candlemaker Row that we've been working on with Greyfriars Kirk for the last 10 or so years to expand their sort of social outreach programme for helping the homeless and the vulnerable community, people suffering deep social exclusion in the Old Town. That's good. We'll just take a wee step back. This is Gareth Hoskins' work in the World Heritage Site. Mainly centred around adding further layers, further extensions to existing buildings. The Royal High, St Andrews Square, the museum just over the road. This project, the Greyfriars project, you can see marked just by the green blob, is a similar project, although we're adding to a less sort of significant building. See the site here marked on 1647 plans. It's been part of the fabric of the city for a long time. The difference being that the number of bodies has increased the height of the graveyard by about 8 metres. I think last count was 250,000 in there. So when we inherited the site, there was a series of old warehouses, and then this sort of 2-storey Kirk House building at the front, which integrates really quite nicely with the northern entrance to the kirkyard. The Kirk House itself is the only building on the street that isn't listed. You can see in 1950 it was demolished. This 3-storey tenement that covered the whole frontage of the site was demolished to make this sort of 2-storey building that we see today. I think it's the sort of opposite of what Malcolm was talking about when he talked about creative pastiche. Poorly made, poorly detailed, poor choice of materials. These crow steps are concrete with really bad spalling render on them. Designed as a pub, so you've got the original pub frontage with this sort of slightly oddly proportioned windows. But the biggest problem for us, or for the city, I guess, was that it left this hole in the streetscape, which goes from Greyfriars Place all the way round into the Grassmarket. You could see backland buildings. This is the first scheme we did, which was in conjunction with the Kirk and Hillcrest Housing Association for 2 floors of accommodation for the Kirk, 3 floors of residential social housing, provided a bookend to the street and sort of got rid of that gap. Unfortunately, the very difficult site to build on, so the flats were very, very expensive and wasn't funded by the government. So in the meantime, the Kirk were developing their sort of social programmes and developing a wood workshop in a porta cabin in the bottom of the kirkyard to develop old ecclesiastical furniture, give the guys there a bit of a sort of life skill training. So what we did was we took the Kirk House, which they needed for their activities, put in a good workshop in the first floor, and then a sort of multi-purpose room and training kitchen on the ground floor. And at the same time, we're working on plans for the extension at the back. I think the briefing, they asked for a whole range of things. They got quite excited by the prospect of having a big site themselves. We limited it to a community hall, to run out to fund the social enterprise, as well as further workshop space, classroom space, and then this sort of hospitality heart at the centre of the building, semi-public, where everybody feels welcome, still offering a bowl of soup to anybody who wants it. This is the existing site, so you can see the existing kirkyard wall, 8 metres high. There was no access from the back. There's a private fire escape for Harriet's and a private car park. So the only real access into the site is from the narrow street frontage just off the roundabout. What we did was we placed the double height volumes, the hall and the hub, the sort of central part of the building, against the kirkyard wall. They were able to use top light to get light ventilation, and put the workshop at the front of the building below the wood workshop. So when you're walking past, you see guys in there, you can see them working, you see them creating. It's not this image of a soup kitchen. They're more hidden away at the back in less of a goldfish bowl. Service accommodation around the sides, and then a bank of classrooms, sort of multi-purpose classrooms, trying to take advantage of the limited views out to the rest of the Old Town. You can see that we're keeping everything below the height of the kirkyard wall, and sort of complete contrast to the original scheme with the houses above it. That allowed us to see it as really an extension of the kirkyard. We were bringing a green roof, just punctured by a few roof lights, lighting the double height spaces, clad in a dark zinc, the same zinc used on the external elevations as well, and a smooth glass wall at the entrance, kind of contrasting with the rubble walls of the Kirk House and the existing gable. Again, you know, we're tucked in behind the existing kirk house, we're tucked in behind the kirkyard wall with the dormers popping up, the roof lights popping up. Good deep solum to bring natural air in, to naturally ventilate the whole building, keep the running costs down. You know, it's difficult trying to get sort of very sustainable buildings in contexts such as this. We're trying to do what we could with Max Fordham's, and this is a cut through the entrance. Put a timber colonnade in front of the curtain walling to make it a bit less sort of shopping centre-y, and pick up on the fact that, you know, we've got the woodwork classes going on. Bring a timber lining into the hall as well, and a display window to show off the goods that are made in the workshops. Hall interior, we're just sort of around about completion just now. The client's taken occupation, but there's still a few bits and bobs to finish off. Kitted out for theatre use as well as sort of conference and talks such as this. The main income generator will be that at the festival we can get a lot of money for it. But when viewed from the sort of the wider context of the kirkyard, all you're seeing is these sort of series of roof lights popping up over the wall. Kind of take the cues from the surrounding dormers or the tombs in the kirkyard, but quite monolithic, quite simple things. You can see the ventilation louvers from the ventilation from the hall. Main facade is to the street, where you've got, as we say, the smooth glass wall and the timber colonnade in front of it, the oak again and the gate picking up the timber of the colonnade, and then the Caithness, you know, bringing in quality materials to the courtyard and then into the building where we can, and then sort of the wider view, we can see the green roof, the extension of the kirkyard, and the kind of this sort of 1950s altered tenement is kind of concealed from view. I think there was a question earlier about adding to what we're doing in the World Heritage Site, and I think for us it's reinstating the tenement, building over the frontage, and creating we've got what I guess is a backland building. We're trying to bring it a bit more into the foreground, and that would be the third and final phase, is to reinstate the tenement that was there, albeit in a more modern way and not just a like-for-like replacement. Thank you very much.